Hey y'all, happy Tuesday, happy spoken word Tuesday. I hope you guys days come along fine. Anyway, you guys know on Tuesdays I like to bring a word, right? So today I'm going to be talking about Elias or John the Baptist, right? Because or Elijah, because whether you guys know it or not, John the Baptist, Elias, Elijah all mean the same thing. Now, of course, we have John the Baptist and Elijah, but the word Elias or Elijah can also mean John the Baptist, because Elias or Elijah just mean a messenger who's coming to prepare the way for the Lord, like John the Baptist. Just like when the Messiah said he got to send, his witnesses before he come, right? He got to send them in the power of Elias. The power of Elias, like I said, is just someone who's come to prepare the way for the Lord, a messenger to prepare us for the coming of the Lord, okay? That is Elias, right? Now, he supposed to send Elias again, but he did send Elias, during Malachi days, going into the New Testament days, right? Because Malachi is the last book before the New Testament, and Malachi talks about, John the Baptist, the messenger who comes forth, to prepare the way for the Messiah, those baptize those and have them repent for their sins, right? John the Baptist or Elias or Elijah is just the prepare, one who comes to prepare the way before the coming of the Messiah. And again, Elias or Elijah can be John the Baptist or Elijah, because it can be a physical thing and a preparation thing, right? Now, I'm going to read out Malachi today, but I want to read this short St. Luke 1:17, so you guys can get a better understanding when the scripture talking about Elias. St. Luke chapter 1, verse 17, KJV version. He shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. Now, that and he should go before him is talking about John the Baptist in the power of Elias. See, John the Baptist coming in the power of Elias. John the Baptist physical, but Elias as a prepare for the prepare to make people ready for the Lord, okay? And also to turn the hearts of the Father like children, because remember, people who inherit the kingdom are people who are made to be like children, okay? Because he said, the children, those are the little ones that belong to the kingdom, right? So again, Elias can be a preparer, a messenger who come prepare the way, for the Messiah to come. Also can be John the Baptist or Elijah, right? Because John the Baptist was a preparer, so they call him John the Baptist, is Elias and Elijah, as physical and a preparer, okay? So that again, to know about Elias is St. Luke chapter 1, verse 17, and he should go before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of the father to the children, and the disobedient to wisdom of the just, okay? To make ready a people prepared for the Lord. Elias, okay? So now, the short I read earlier was from Malachi. All right, and I believe that was chapter 3, verse 14 to 15. And I was just talking about those, who decides to, call those vain who serve the Father, and those who are proud and get everything and, make you guys feel a certain way. Those right there, then they honor them and they set them up to receive more, right? So that was Malachi chapter 3, verse 14 to 15, KJV version. Ye have said it is vain to serve God, and what profit is that we keep his ordinances, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts. And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. So again, the vain, the ones who serve the Father is called vain. you know. But the ones who are proud are made to be happy. You know, those people who work wickedness are set up to receive more and to be more proud and to make those who serve the Father look like they in vain. That's what I'm saying. That should be the other way around. But the whole world, everything in the world is upside down and twisted, and we are made to be so delusional, and so many of us have reprobated minds, because the Father did say, once you start turning your back against the gospel or becoming an apostate to the gospel, you know, he will make your mind reprobatum, seeing delusion. So you think you be living the truth, but you living a straight delusion, don't even know it, because that's how he got your mind, right? Your mind messed up like that because of your sins, right? All right. So, chapter 3, Malachi KJV version. Now, let's read the header, because Malachi only have what? I think 3 chapters. Let's see. Well, 4 chapters, I mean. Yeah. Malachi have 4 chapters, and I'm going to read chapters 3 and 4. And Malachi basically, you know, talks about, you know, John the Baptist come prepare, you know, making the way, you know, for the Messiah to come through. And also in the first 2 chapters basically talks about how the Lord's name should be among the Gentiles, and that's first chapter 1. And then chapter 2 talks about, you know, how the priests are reproved. So Malachi is basically edification, you know, talking about, you know, the prepare, you know, the John the Baptist coming and preparing the way for the Lord. You know, reproving the priests and everything, you know, how his name should be sacrificed against the Gentiles. There's only 4 chapters, so I beg you guys to read it. All right, so chapter 3, the header says, the Lord's messenger shall prepare the way for the second coming. Christ shall sit in judgment. Israel commanded to pay tithes and offering. They keep a book of remembrance. Okay, verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, said the Lord of hosts. So right now he's talking about John the Baptist, right? Elias, the preparer. You know, I should say my messenger, he should prepare the way before the Lord, right? Whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, okay? Even the messenger of the covenant. The messenger of the covenant is John the Baptist, whose father was Zacharias and the mother was Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth and Mary was first cousins or something like that, okay? So Zacharias, who was John the Baptist's father, you know, was spoken to by angel Gabriel. He came to him and told him that his wife Elizabeth, who was well stricken in age, was old, was going to have a child who was going to prepare the way for the Father, you know, which was John the Baptist, right? Okay, so Zacharias really didn't believe it. So because of that, the Gabriel told him, okay, I'm going to make you a mute until John the Baptist is born. You know, so he was muted. So he was in the temple, and the Gabriel angel came to him. He became muted after he came from the temple, speaking to the angel who was Gabriel, telling him about John the Baptist. So after he had the encounter with Gabriel, who told him John the Baptist was going to be coming, he was going to prepare the way for the Messiah, who was Elias as well. Gabriel made him silent because he didn't believe the word from the Father or the word from the messenger, who was the angel. So he made him silent until John was born. And also the Gabriel told Zacharias that he wanted him to name John. Okay, so during this time, Elizabeth was like during this time, Mary wasn't pregnant yet. Okay, remember, Mary and Elizabeth are first cousins. Okay, so now that the Gabriel already spoke to Elizabeth and told Zacharias his wife's gonna be pregnant, bring John the Baptist, who was Elias as well, to prepare the Lord. He then went to Mary down the line after Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant and told Mary, you know, the same angel, that she will become, you know, the mother, you know, of the Messiah. So now Mary, she didn't deny or did not believe. She just said, well, how is that possible? I'm still a virgin, basically. When he said he would come from the Messiah. He also let Mary know that Elizabeth was pregnant, you know, had already gone 6 months. So after Mary found that out, she went to go stay with Elizabeth, basically, and when she left, Elizabeth had a baby. But when John had the baby, that's when Zacharias was able to speak again, you know, And even when the people around, when Elizabeth had the baby, they was telling her to name him after Zechariah, or they called him Zechariah. And Elizabeth said, no, not so. His name not Zechariah, but his name John. And the elders and all the people around her was like, well, there's nobody named John. But then when Zechariah was Zechariah, they said, well, what's his name going to be? Zacharias wrote down John, okay? And that's how John became, okay? That's how John became. That's how Elias became. All right. Verse 2. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like full of soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering unto righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, and as in former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling and his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right. And fear not me, said the Lord of hosts, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So you're telling me he coming back? Yes, it's not going to be, you said, then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, as in the former years. So when he come back in the beginning, yeah, it's not going to be pleasant. But once he make this happen, once he come and put his judgment out, then Jerusalem and judgment would be, a pleasant thing, because we would be back in the former years. We would be restored, right? But he let you know when he come in judgment that he's going to come swift against the sorcerers, against the adulterers, against the false swearers, against those that oppress the hireling and his wages, the widows, the fatherless, those that turn aside the stranger from following the Father, because the Father said, and those who don't fear him. Going down, okay? And he also let you guys know that, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed, okay? And he's just telling you that his word don't change. Maybe we may change everything, but it don't change, right? That's why ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So basically, we're not fully consumed right now. It's just temporary. So we oppressed, and we doing all this and getting all this and doing all that, but we're not consumed, right? Because when he come back and restore, it's going to be a pleasant for Judah and Jerusalem, to experience the former days, right? Or restoration. Verse 7. Even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinance, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, said the Lord of hosts. But ye said, wherein shall we return? Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? Enticing offering, right? So he's saying that even from the days of your father, Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, Israel, have left the ways of the Messiah, or left the ways of the Father's ways, right? We're just gonna get Father, Messiah. Messiah is express image of God. They are one, so sometimes, I say like that. But we're not supposed to worship the Messiah. We only worship God, okay? And everything we do to reach God is done through the Messiah, okay? Get that clear. All right. But again, the Father saying that even from the days of your fathers, we gone away from his ordinances, right? He want us to return, but when he asks us to return, we say, where should we return? Return where? As if we don't know, but because we have been so programmed, from our idols and all our false gods of following their ways, that some of us don't even know, but some of us do. Okay? And some of us that don't understand are gone away from the ordinance because they never knew, right? Now, he also said, would a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed the enticing offering? Because enticing offerings, it was never to just go make somebody rich, or make somebody just their monetary value so high. No, but it was to make us equal, to make everybody equal, so no one would be above or no one would be beneath, but we'd be all equal. We all be happy and satisfied, right? So that way we don't have to worry about being jealous or envy or vain or anything like that, because entice an offer, we helping those who in need so they can get on our level. But no, so many robbing the Father, through the Messiah with enticing offering, because they take this to glorify themselves instead of to help the people, so we all can become like the city of Enoch. Remember, Enoch was the only city that the Father took up, you know, because that was the only righteous and equal city who followed the ways, you know, followed the gospel. Since Enoch, there has been none. And it's to the point where evil is good and good is evil, the way we look at it, you know, and that's a great problem, which have caused us more to go further from the ordinance, right? Which has caused us more to rob the Father of tithes and offering, because we glorify ourselves, becoming brawlers, instead of helping one another to be equal to one another, okay? Verse 9, ye are cursed with the curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. So he's not saying this one, he's saying everybody. All these churches, all these people around here, he said everybody have robbed him. So just not one, but the whole nation. Because the whole thing was the pastor and the priest today now is to look good and shine bright like a diamond, right? For the congregation, but not for the Father. For the glorifying for themselves and the profit for themselves, but not of the Father. So yes, the whole nation have robbed the Father of tithes and offering, right? Even the whole nation. Or even this whole nation. Okay, let me separate that. Even this whole nation he's referring to as Israel, but everybody in the world still, okay? Because during the time, you know, Levite days, before they became before they became programming all the idols to follow other gods, then, you know, they was doing the right thing then, okay? But, you know, the fathers, like I said, the forefathers wasn't following the Father, Terah on them, Abraham them, and everything, you know, which caused generation to move forward. Well, they wasn't following the Father and everything, okay? But just saying, during the time of Aaron them days, that was the holy priest then. After Aaron them and his sons and everything, then became like a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. Now, what they causing to rob God of tithes and offerings, okay? Verse 10, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, if I would not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there should not be rooms enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he should not destroy the fruits of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast out her fruit before the time in the field, said the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, said the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Right? Verse 14. Ye have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts. And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. So again, that verse was 13. Your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? What have we spoken so much against thee? This is verse 13. And what we spoken against thee was that short. Verse 14. Ye have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts. And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. See what you said? It's the other way around. It shouldn't be that way. And that's the problem, okay? That's what you guys have said, okay? And that's what you guys are doing. And so many people got it upside down, got it twisted when it should be the other way around. Verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. So, even though all that was going on, you know, when they said it is vain to serve God, what profit is that to keep the ordinance and everything, and they should, you know, call the proud happy, those who are wicked, they should even be delivered, right? Now, but remember also there's a consolation because there's still a covenant. So even though we got all those who feel like it's vain to serve the Father, we'll call people vain who serve the Father also guaranteeing salvation because it says, verse 16, then they that feared the Lord spake often to one another. So the congregation, you got them, still talk to one another. And the Lord hearkened. He heard them, right? Okay, and a book of remembrance was written before him, them that feared the Lord. So the book of life, he wrote their name down, so he's going to remember them, those that feared the Father and talk to one another, right? And that thought upon his names. Remember, even the thoughts matter. Even our thoughts, whatever we think matters, we're going to get judged for that as well, too. So, right, the Lord said, He gonna make a book of remembrance and right before him, those that feared the Lord, those who thought upon his name, those who talked to one another about the Father, right? He said, verse 17, and they shall be mine, said the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spared his own son that serveth him. So those same people that's thinking of the Father, talking to him one another, talking about him one another, right, fearing him and everything. He said they should be his, right? The Lord of hosts said they should be his. And in that day, he will make them his jewels, right? He's going to spare them, right? Like his own son that served him, right? Because remember, when the disciples, when they was telling the Messiah that, okay, these people was out there trying to deliver other people in your name, and they're not your disciples. We see them. They don't even follow us, But the Messiah said, what did he say, right? Those who not against the Father is with us. Those who not against him, they is with him, right? Okay? So he's saying those, the same people, those who not even disciples, but those who follow the Messiah, love the Messiah and the Father, and go to the Father through the Messiah in all his ways and worshiping the Father. The Messiah said that God said, they will come to that person or those people and make a relationship with them, and they will also be one with the Father, okay? So again, he's saying, then they that feared the Lord spoke often to one another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and the book of remembrance was written before him, and that feared the Lord and thought upon his name, and he said they should be his, right? And in that day, he's going to make them their jewels, and he's going to spare them as a man spared his own son, okay? Verse 18, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. See, again, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth not. So it's going to be a judgment between the righteous and wickedness, and it will be known who serveth God and who serveth not. Even the thoughts that's thinking about not serving God, that's going to be judged too. All right, in chapter 4, the heading of that. Now, this one, he's just telling you more. The second coming of the Christ, right? He's saying, again, about the proud. The header says, at the second coming, the proud and wicked shall be burnt as stubble. Elijah shall return before that great and dreadful day. Again, Elijah speaking in the power of Elias, who is John the Baptist, because Malachi talks about John the Baptist, who prepared before the way to come and help prepare for the Messiah to walk, okay? Verse 1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts. That is, shall leave them neither nor root nor branch. So he's just basically telling your seeds gonna be coming obsolete when he come, right? The world gonna burn like the oven. The proud in the world is gonna burn like the oven, right? And those who do the wickedly, they should become stubble, right? And he should burn them up. And this is from the Lord of the hosts, right? That it shall leave neither root nor branch. Root or branch mean no seeds, no children, no nothing, no legacy to carry you forward, right? Verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as cows in a stall, right? So those who out there, fearing the Father's name shall go out, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, right? And ye should go forth and grow up as cows of the stall. So just grow strong and tender, have a great root, a great branch. Those who fear the Lord, those who talking amongst one another about the Father, who is fearing the Lord, who is thinking of the Lord, who is walking the righteous ways of the Lord, right? Those are the ones that should be a son of righteousness, right? And should go forth and grow up as cows of the stall. Now, and ye should tread down, this is verse 3 of chapter 4, And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts. Remember, wait a minute, because that's a different day. So let me read that again. Number 3. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts. So those wicked people coming, we gonna be treading them down like you gone. We treading you down because the Father gonna make it, like he gonna come and he gonna avenge for us anyway. So he gonna make it where we be the most powerful. Okay, even though we may be little, it don't matter. He's gonna make us very powerful against our enemies. Okay, we just gonna tread them down like it ain't nothing to keep it moving. Right now, verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Right. So remember, like, listen to this. He's trying to tell you Moses. Now Moses was Elias. You see how Elias is prepared. Moses was preparing them for the Messiah too, and preparing them with the laws and judgments. See, so Elias is the preparer of the way, a measure to prepare you guys for the coming of the Messiah. Okay, again, verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Moses was an Elias or Elijah, the same way John the Baptist was Elias or Elijah, a preparer for the Messiah. Okay, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with the curse. So you see that? Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, a messenger, a preparer. John the Baptist in this case. Moses was before. Elijah was before. Physical, we still got physical. Moses, Elijah, and John the Baptist. Moses was an Elias. He was a preparer, right? Before the Messiah, was getting people prepared before the Messiah came, with teaching them the laws and the commandments, right? Elijah came and he put the Lord's power to test right in front of what? Jezebel, and to show her that her power wasn't nothing. So he was just showing the people the power. So Elijah, in this instance, we talking about straight physical, okay? But Moses, we talking about as an Elias, as a preparer, and John the Baptist as an Elias, as a preparer. So in this instance, with verse 5, he's talking about John the Baptist when he said, behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with the curse. So he sent John the Baptist, and what did he tell them? Right? He was going to send Elijah to the Jews and the Pharisees during that time, the New Testament. He had told them then that I had already sent you Elijah, but y'all basically took him out. He was talking about John the Baptist, that he sent Elijah already prepared the way, but they took him out. He was speaking of John the Baptist when he said Elijah during the days when he was throughout Judea talking to all the Pharisees and the scribes, right? When they was questioning him about, about the Messiah and his ways, and that's when the Messiah told them, okay, when he was telling them about the Bible, the scriptures y'all reading was about me, right? And was talking about John the Baptist. John the Baptist that already came, who was Elias, right? He said, oh, you said Elias was become. He already said, well, we already sent Elias. Y'all just took him out. Elias was John the Baptist. Now we're going to have another Elias coming, which is another preparer, but we did have Elias. We did have Moses. We had Moses and John the Baptist. Both was Eliases, right? Both was prepared. But we do get another Elijah coming. Elias coming, like a John the Baptist and another Moses, okay? All right, you guys. I hope you guys got some clarity on John the Baptist now, and Elias and Elijah and Moses prepares, okay? When we know better, we do better, okay? So that was the word, you guys. And I think you guys know the difference now between Elias, Elijah, John the Baptist, Moses, Elijah, the physical difference and the preparation difference. I think you guys should have a thorough understanding of that now, okay? All right, you guys, on this beautiful Tuesday, you guys, enjoy your wonderful day. Enjoy this spoken word Tuesday. Love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Well, but the prophecy is being fulfilled. That war is a spiritual war. Bye now.